Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is David, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. I had to redo this video because there were some noisy kids in the street and I had to wait for them to go and take two, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, I am going to be doing a book review today. I was meant to talk about this book in my last video, but because of current situations back then, and at the time, and how I felt about it, it kind of put me off about doing the video and actually talking about the book. But because in this, but for today I needed something to talk about, and I thought, why not just get it out the way? It's a book that I am not looking forward to talking about. I don't hate the book by any means, so don't get me wrong on that front. But I don't like it that much. I find it boring, if anything else. And I'll go for that during my video of this. And yeah, I thought get it out the way today. And the sooner I do it, it's like ripping off a plaster or going and getting an injection. The sooner that you do it, the less painful it will actually be, if that makes sense. Today I'm going to be talking about Roadwork by Stephen King, aka Richard Bachman. If you don't know what I mean by Richard Bachman, Stephen King in his earlier career wanted to publish loads of these other stories and books, but because he was fairly new to the being a author, his publisher at the time recommended or kind of advised him not to publish too many books because they didn't want to have Stephen King oversaturating the market and people getting bored with always seeing his books all the time, thinking, oh God, not another Stephen King book that's been released. They wanted to have him only release books like maybe 2 or 3 times a year as he's doing now, as it would maybe give people something to look forward to, seeing a brand new Stephen King book. And he's basically said, well, I want to publish my stories anyway. So he made up a fake name called Richard Bachman, and he published several books, about 6 or 7, maybe 8 stories under this name. And Richard and Stephen both, I mean, even though they are the same guy, I feel that Richard Bachman's stories are more kind of unusual than Stephen King's. I know that's a kind of a bold statement to actually make, because Stephen King writes really weird stuff. But if you've ever read a Richard Bachman book and a Stephen King book, then you know what I mean. They are both. I mean, their stories are totally different as well. Richard Bachman tends to write more like fantasy and fantasy science fiction type of stories, with kind of like a twist on them, Today I will be reviewing Roadwork. This is the 3rd story that was published under the Richard Bachman name. The first story was Rage, which I uploaded a review on it on my channel already. It is done in my old format where I was just pointing my camera at my bed and just filming the book and talking about it. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to redo that video, kind of like a revisit for my review on it. So let me know if you want me to talk about Rage again, and I will. I thought that Rage was kind of an average story, kind of like halfway between, kind of like a 3-star, maybe a 2.5. That was released in 1977. And then you had The Long Walk, which was published in 1981. Which in that year, Cujo and Danse Macabre were published as well. So, The Long Walk is in this book as well, this collection. Technically, you can get the Bachman books, the old one, with Rage in it. But because Rage is a discontinued book, you cannot buy it in bookstores anymore. And because of the content and the subject matter. Stephen King pulled it because of that. So you cannot buy Rage in the bookstores, even in the collection. If you want to get Rage and you don't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on it, you would have to find an old edition of the Bachman books. Either hardback or paperback, it doesn't matter. I've got both in my room. But in this collection, which I got in the bookstore, there's only The Long Walk, Roadwork, which I'll be talking about in this video, and The Running Man as well. So so as I said, the single book of Roadwork was published in March of 1981, and it's a the genre is a psychological thriller. And in the year of 1985, it was all put together in the Bachman books, along with probably Rage as well. There is a movie in the making. There is a movie. There is a movie in progress. I believe it's done by the same guys who done the It movies. So that's gonna be interesting. So I just got some sleep in my eyes. Before I get into my story about what the book is about, my usual bits and pieces here. Spoiler free, even though I don't care about the story that much. Spoiler free. No spoilers. I'm not going to spoil this book if you want to read this. And this is going to be my own thoughts and opinions regarding this book. As I said, I don't like this book. So if you love this book, if this is if this is rated highly on your Stephen King books or books that you've read by the guy, please don't be offended by this. This was just my own honest thoughts about this book. I've read it only once, and that was probably about last year or maybe the year before. So yeah, let's. What's the story about? The story is about pretty much one guy, and his name is Burton George Jewis. I'll just be calling him Burton throughout this whole, or Barton rather, Barton, sorry. Barton, I'll be referring to him as Barton throughout this whole review. So, Barton lives in a small town over in America. This small, confined town, this average small town. And one day he, because he is living by himself, his son is passed away, and he is trying to be in the process of grieving for his son in his own unique way. Because I believe when Stephen King wrote this story, his mother died shortly before he actually wrote this story. So recently his mother Stephen King's mother in real life died, and he wrote this. I don't know if it's kind of a tribute, but I would have thought it would just been best if he just went to a psychiatrist and just talked about his feelings rather than writing this book, but that's just me. So anyway, Barton is living in a small town, as I said. He is grieving the loss of his son, who has died many years ago, and he is divorced from his wife, who he is in constant contact throughout this whole book. So they don't hate each other. They still are on friends level with them. I mean with each other. They're still friends with each other. And they're constantly talking over the phone with each other because they're no longer living with each other or living in the same town. So Barton is working in a laundromat, and fun fact: Stephen King used to work in a laundromat as well. And one day, Barton discovers that there's going to be all this construction going on in his town, there's going to be all these construction people and builders building a motorway partially through most of or some of the town. This road's going to be going through, kind of like a bypass. This road's going to be going through part of the town, not all of it, but some of it. And right in the middle of where the road's supposed to be, or where the road's planned to go, is Barton's house and place of employment. So Barton, as you can imagine, is kind of peed off that this road, or this road work, which he refers to it throughout the whole book, is going to ultimately destroy his house and leave him homeless and without a job. So understandably, that would annoy anyone. So throughout the whole book, Barton is constantly offered large sums of money to sort of like compensate him for the inconvenience of what's happened or what's happening to him by the contractors and the people that are building this road. They offer him some money so he can like go off and buy a house and somewhere else in a town. They aren't mean, they aren't the villains, they aren't the bad guys. They're just average people doing their job, and they are trying to do what they need to do, build this road. And Barton, after he's been offered all this money, he puts his foot down and he says, "No, I'm not going to take this money." He refuses to take the money, and he makes a stand. And it's not that I didn't care about this. I didn't see the point. He kind of holds his ground for way too long, and you're like, okay, dude, all the other people that have been affected by this road that are going through their houses, it's not just his house that this is going to affect. It's actually affecting numerous people, whether it's their jobs or their houses. They have actually taken the money and moved on and moved to a different house or moved to a different area. So they aren't staying put and making a stand for some apparent reason. But Barton is. He refuses to go, and you're like, what point are you trying to make? And are you trying to stick it to the man, or are you trying to make another point that you can't be bought? Sorry if you can hear that, guys. There's a helicopter going past, going overhead. So that's really annoying now. So throughout the whole story, that's pretty much what actually happens. I didn't really, as I said, I don't hate this book. I found it kind of boring. The writing style was good, so don't get me wrong. I did like the writing style, and it wasn't like whenever I picked up the book and read it, it wasn't like, oh, I don't want to read this, or I'm hating this book. It felt more of a chore, a book that I had to read in order to tick it off my list of Stephen King books that I'm reading right now. Because if you don't know, I'm reading everything that the guy's ever published, and this happened to be the one, and I don't really care that very much for it. But again, that's just me. So that's the story. I can't really remember if Barton gets closure. Finds closure with his deceased son, because him and his ex-wife are still divorced. They don't come together and magically become romantically involved with each other. And I don't really remember much about this story actually. It was kind of an average story, and it didn't. I don't really remember much about it. So what did I like about it? Well, apart from the writing style, not a lot, I suppose. I suppose I did like aspects of the town and little aspects of Barton's personality and how he made a stand, but that got old really, really fast. What I disliked about the book, pretty much everything. It doesn't get to the point a lot about why Barton is making this stand. It doesn't get to the point. It doesn't. It kind of drags on for a long time, and it was just like an average read. It really was. Sorry about this, guys. I really am. But I'm trying to give you an honest opinion about what I felt about the book, because even though I'm a massive Stephen King fan, I want to be honest with my viewers and my subscribers. I'm not going to say, oh, every Stephen King book is a brilliant book. It's all masterpieces. Every book by Stephen King is absolute gold. It's all 5 stars. No, not going to do that here, guys. But But I mean, but there are only a few, like a small handful of stories that I've read by King that fall under this category of road work. But I am willing to give it another read. It's not something that I'm never going to pick up again. So that's that. Connections with Stephen King's multiverse. Now, I don't know if Roadwork connects with the Dark Tower at all. If it does, let me know down in the comments down below if a Roadwork is connected with the Dark Tower universe in any way. But I did find a connection with the story of the Mangler, which was in Stephen King's first short story collection. Because at the laundromat where Barton works, as I said, there is a mangler or a clothes press that they refer to as the Mangler, which they're referring to as the same machine. I don't know if I doubt it's the same machine, but they are. So if you don't know what the Mangler is, it's basically like a story that King wrote where where it's a bloodthirsty clothes press that people go into it, they're pressed and they're killed, and it's this kind of machine is kind of got a mind of its own and bloodthirsty. And throughout Barton's laundromat, or in Barton's laundromat where he works, they refer to it as the Mangler, this machine. And they are like, oh, this could happen to you if you fall in. You could like be crushed, and it could like be obsessed with hunger for human blood, you know. So yeah, that's the only connection that I could find while doing research on connections with Stephen King's universe in the Roadwork. So closing thoughts. It's not a terrible book by any means. If you come across it in a second-hand bookstore, or if you have the collection already on your shelves or in your room or in your house, give it a read. Certainly give it a read. Make up your own mind whether you like it, whether you don't like it. And if you like it, that's great. But yeah, just make up your own mind. Yeah. It really didn't do much for me, guys. I'm sorry. So shall I? So Roadwork, I'm gonna give it a 2 stars, purely because for 2 reasons. One, that I didn't like it, obviously, as I've said numerous times in this video, and 2, I can't remember much about it. And I mean, despite if it's a Stephen King book or any book, if you can't remember much about the story, no matter how long ago you read it, then that doesn't really show on a good storyline, in my opinion. So yeah, that's really it, guys. Short, sweet video. If you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up down below. Comments, anything that you want down below. Just make sure that it's something nice. And if you've read this book, let me know what you thought about it down below. We'll have a discussion about it. Maybe you can even change my mind about how I feel about it. You never know. So if I having maybe piqued your interest, whether you should read this book or whether you're not going to read it, let me know also down below. And anything else that you want to put down there is absolutely fine. Again, just make sure it's nice stuff. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Please consider subscribing. If you're not sure whether you want to subscribe, on the back of this video, feel free to watch any of my other videos. I upload rather every Monday and Friday. So watch my other videos if you're not sure whether you want to subscribe on the back of this video. But if you do, click on the little bell icon so you know whenever I upload videos. As I said, it's every Monday and Friday. And yeah, that's it, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep reading, and I'll see you on Friday for something very, very, very special. It's a special surprise. It's something I've got in mind, guys. You'll like it. See you guys. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.